by John Leguizamo.
Really?
I'm just curious. Where's Jeffrey? Is he doing this with us? Jeffrey!
Y'all ready for this? Oh, this ball needs some air. Yeah, I was just out there, pickup game with my sports bros.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You're not the type of person that I ever thought would have sports bros. That ball is signed by Mark Cuban.
Oh, the cubes.
The Cubes. Not Jeff Swearingen as Mark Cuban, but like the actual Mark Cuban.
Jeff Swearingen was pretty awesome as Mark Cuban in the show, though.
Amazing. This is Jeffrey Schmidt. He's the artistic director of Theater 3.
And this is Christie Vela, associate artistic director of Theater 3.
What are we doing?
Well, we did some sort of fireside chat style videos over the summer during our big fundraising push to keep the theater going. And we thought we would continue that just to keep people who are interested or concerned up to speed on what's going on, plans being made, how we're doing, things like that. So we plan to do one of these, maybe 3 a year or something. So they're a little longer than, it's not a little soundbite videos. So if you're interested, sit down, take a break, make a cup of tea.
There's no shrimp involved.
There's no shrimp involved in this video. And we'll fill you in on what's going on.
Yeah. So just since we had our big fundraiser, since the last one of these, just kind of like catch us up a little bit and then move us forward in time.
Yeah, when we made the announcement back at late spring, early summer that we needed to raise $200,000 to keep things going, the response, as you know, was incredible. We met the goal, we exceeded the goal, and that helped us stabilize. That cleared out all of the past due bills, amongst many other things, and allowed us to continue and make the decision to go ahead with this season.
Mm-hmm.
Quite frankly, that money has been spent. We spent all that money.
It goes fast.
It goes fast. Like we said in the other videos, $25,000 a week. That's what it takes to keep things going. So we moved ahead with the season. We made announcements. The response to our current show was just incredible. Mm-hmm. That coupled with several smaller fundraisers over the summer, we're learning that historically Theater 3 has never been great on the fundraising side. That's just because the organization was structured differently pre-pandemic and pre-us, mm-hmm. Where raising funds just happened differently. And so the standard form of fundraising, holding events, things like that, we weren't as good at in the past, but we're getting a lot better.
We're getting better at it.
These smaller fundraisers that usually net us $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 at a pass are really great, and they're
so helpful because in the in-between times, but when we finished a show, when we're getting ready to ramp up and start another show, and we don't have money coming in or a lot of money coming in. We always have a little bit of money coming in because of ticket sales, but in those in-between moments of shows, those fundraisers are what keep us going. So that's why we've been in conversations about how often do we want to have these little tiny fundraisers that raise us about like $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 a pop. One of them was the one that was put on by Vonda and Max.
Yeah.
And not just them, like everybody in the community came together to help us out. And that's one that we plan to do again. And then we did another one. Talk about that one.
So that one with Vonda and Max was Save T3. It's people performing songs from shows. We plan to do that again at the end of next season. The second one was put on by one of our board members, Rob McCullum, who's also a well-known voiceover actor. And we did Animate, or Animate T3 is what it looks like, the logo. Mm-hmm. And it was anime voice actors who were all theater nerds at heart, doing a script in hand reading of a piece. And it was a whole lot of fun. And
yeah, I was just going to say, like, for those of you who don't know, Dallas is actually where a lot of anime actors live. We have Crunchyroll here in town, and so a lot of the actors that you see on stage also make their living doing anime, and Yeah,
But the
voiceover stuff.
important thing about fundraisers like that one in particular is it's bringing in new people. The people who attended that, by and large, had never been to Theater 3 and were excited to be here, and they learned about the organization. We're not going to get all of those to come back as patrons, but we're going to get some. We've gotten some. And so these small fundraisers are helping us bridge those lean weeks, and that coupled with continued rentals from other organizations
Right.
help us as well. And we'll talk a little more about that in terms of how we plan to utilize that in the future.
And we hope that they'll grow. Like, we hope they were very successful for being first-time events, right? But we're hoping that if we continue to do Together for T3, right, that will grow. If we continue to do Animate, right, that will grow. More people will know about it. So it's not like we're trying to invent something new every time. We're trying these new things that then become part of kind of our brand, and that people can count on to come have an event, right? We have another one coming up, right?
Yeah, we'll have a D&D event with voice actors. We're going to be hosting a D&D
For all you D&D
event,
nerds out there.
and that is looking to be a whole lot of fun. So with these small fundraisers, that helps us bridge the gaps when we don't have shows running. But the reality, like the whole purpose of these is transparency. The reality is it's still very, very lean, and at times it's week to week for us.
Yeah.
We have great people working very hard on all fronts, fundraising, finding new board members, our staff knowing they need to watch expenses. Everything is working together to make sure we're spending as little as possible, focusing on the art, but it is lean, and that's just where we are.
Yeah, some weeks are better than others. Can we talk a little bit about what we mean by keeping expenses down and what that means for us?
Yeah, so Christie and I are examples of wearing many hats, which most people in the arts are, but we're doing lots of designing on our own or for the theater, directing, filling in all capacities from building to you name it.
Yeah.
And everybody on staff is contributing to that as well. So it's that thing that we hate that we have to do it as much as we do, because it means other artists in the community don't have the opportunity to do these jobs, but it saves us money, and that's where we are right now.
Yeah, I mean, the hope is that we will become healthier, right? And we're keeping the theater open, we're keeping our doors open so that eventually we won't have to do that. But in order for us to keep the doors open and have another equity house in town, right? That sometimes we have to take on other roles, and sometimes we're wearing 3 hats at the same time. We were just sitting in a production meeting right now where actors usually don't sit in production meetings. It's none of their business. But we were sitting in a production meeting right now that we're going to be actors in, and it's weird. It feels weird.
Well, we had the conversation in that meeting. So if you don't know, we'll be announcing all this, and Christie and I will be in The Lion in Winter, our next main stage show. So we get to not only fight in the office, but on stage. So that's going to be fun. But in this production meeting, we were talking about we're going to have to miss a little bit of that rehearsal because we're both designers for our show Goblin Market that opens in just a few weeks downstairs. So we're balancing that plus day-to-day office responsibilities and being actors. So,
yeah, our day looks like get up, come to the theater, work on some masks, get covered in glue or paint or whatever it is you're doing, get into a production meeting, put on a jacket, go into a meeting with a board member, then go to a rehearsal, then greet people in the lobby. Like it's an array of activities that seemingly have nothing to do with each other.
And we're able to do that because all of you contributed and helped us get through these tough times.
Right.
So we blame you.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. This is what we deal with every day. No, yeah. So let's do we want to talk a little bit about the trade, which we just did, and why that's exciting for us.
The word community gets thrown around a lot in our profession, and exactly what that means, it's up to interpretation, I think, depending. But I'm so proud of the community building we have done with the trade. The trade, our brand new play, just written a few months ago about the Mavericks trading Luka. We could not have gotten better and more press and attention because of this. And it has brought more new faces into the theater. It has been so cathartic for Mavs fans who have attended, and that's what I mean by community. A show about our community, for our community, and while if you're not a huge sports fan, it may seem trivial to you, but people who are sports fans, this affected them so deeply. So many people felt betrayed. And
we've had people cry at talkbacks on
Yeah.
Sunday. After our Sunday matinee, we have T3 Talks. It's a talkback. The audience gets to talk to the actors. And that first talkback that we had a few people getting really choked up about this event and talking about how they felt like their family had been betrayed. Something had been taken away from them. It turned almost into a therapy session. I'm not making fun of it. I'm just saying I was really impressed. I did not think that that's how the talkbacks were going to go.
No.
I thought that it was going to be all fun and games, making fun of Nico Harrison and laughter, and they're turning into ways that people who would never otherwise have connected to each other,
Yeah.
right? Sitting in our theater, talking to each other about an event that connected them, and then becoming friends after that. I mean, that's what we're supposed to be doing, and it's so Greek. Like, that's why theater, little history lesson, like that's why theater was invented in the first place.
Yeah.
It was to bring the community together to make big decisions and have cathartic experience about events that were happening in the community. That's why we're here.
And people walk out and buy subscriptions.
Yeah, which is great.
Really quickly, should we tell that
Go ahead.
the best one that we've been talking about, because it's great. We had sports fans come out, and we had a guy come out and to keep this short, asked for the most powerful subscription
That
we
was
have.
so great. It was so great. He came out after the show and he'd had such an amazing experience. He said, I want to buy 2 subscriptions. And then our box office agent was trying to explain how subscriptions work. And he said, I don't have time for this. Just give me the most powerful, the one that gives me the most powers. We were like, well, you can donate $25,000 if you want to.
So
So all of this is great. New people in the theater, who knows if they're going to come back? We hope they do. It's been wildly successful. So many write-ups. The critics have loved it. People are posting about it. All of that stuff. And yet,
the reality, again, full transparency, we have not had anywhere near a full house. Increased sales for sure, larger houses than we were seeing last year, but nowhere near a full house. With that much press, with that much attention, we're still not filling houses. We have re-engaged a marketing company, which we weren't able to use last year. So all those things are happening, but we're not filling houses. And if you've read any articles about the smaller attendance at the fair, other theaters are seeing some challenges too. We're not alone. This is the reality of post-pandemic performing arts.
Right.
So we still view this as a big win and a big success, but looking at our house sizes, that is helping. It's sobering to some degree, but it also is just giving us the information on what to do next and how to plan moving forward.
yeah, so that's what we've been talking about. We've been trying to figure out, we're not going to crack this nut like by ourselves anytime soon, but all of these things that are happening force us to have conversations about how do we get more people in the seats? What is it that we're not seeing? Are we missing something? Has marketing changed so much because of social media that we're not using it correctly? Like, we're constantly asking ourselves these questions. And so we've come up with some ideas.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to talk about them.
Yeah, we start season planning for the next season now. We have to do that, even though there's a lot of uncertainty. But one of the things I think we're going to do now, and many other theaters have already done this, but it was harder for us because we own our own building and just need to have something going on at all times. But the plan now, moving into next season, is to condense our performance times. Normally we run 4 or 5 weeks for each show. We're going to go to 3. And so this still allows subscribers to have their own seats and move around. I think most people don't look, oh, they're running for 4 weeks. People look at the last date. That's the thing. I have until this day to see the show. So I think what it'll do is fill our houses more with those people that are coming. And if we get to the point where we're selling out, we can add another week the following season. But we're going to reduce the number of performance weeks. That also opens up more calendar time for more rentals, which have been doing really, really well for us. Here's a number that I think people would like to hear. Last season, we made over $100,000 in rentals. And that's still by cutting local performance groups really, really great rates. So it really helps with our revenue and opening it up to more dates. We'll get more people in, more eyes on the quadrangle and more eyes on this space as a go-to performance venue.
Yeah,
So-
I really hope that some of the full transparency, like some of our city, the people in leadership in our city take notice of the fact that Theater 3 is providing space for other companies that otherwise would not have anywhere to go and perform, and that we're doing it at a price that they can afford. It's always a scale, and that we're providing a service. Again, I'm going to reiterate, it's not just us. Like if we were to have to close down, hope not, if we were to have to close down, it wouldn't just be Theater 3 or the 8 people that work in this building. It would be so many artists in town and so many companies in town that would have one less space to go and create and to gather and have these kinds of experiences like we're experiencing right now. The other thing that I just want to mention that I think is important that a lot of times people don't understand is by condensing our performances, it forces us to push more people into an audience at a time, which is always good for morale for the people on stage. I cannot tell you how sometimes you go out on stage and you're sitting in a 200-seater and there's 20 people out in the audience and you're there and you're giving it your all and you're in it to win it, and those 20 people deserve the best show, that you can give them. But sometimes it's like, 20 people.
And we're getting new audiences. We have more subscriptions this year than we did last year.
Yeah.
Things are all heading in the right direction. But the reality of post-pandemic performing arts is that we're not filling 200 seats a night. And we might get there because if it continues to tread where it is. But this is us being one eye still being creative and trying to be visionary, but the other eye is
Being responsible.
And looking towards the practical nature of what we're doing.
And this is everybody. It's not just us. It's all theaters across the country are still trying to get. It's getting better. It's getting a little better. It's better than it was last year, and last year was better than it was the year before. But we're not up to numbers that were like pre-pandemic by a long shot.
Reducing performance weeks does save us a little money, but really it's the optics of having fuller houses that I think will benefit us even more, because people want to be around a crowd that's having fun, not necessarily a small crowd, a large crowd.
So, I mean, if you come to Theater 3, if you come in and I'm assuming you do because you're watching this video, marketing has changed so much. I keep saying it. It's hard to keep up with. The thing that really helps us, like really, really word of mouth, is one of the best ways to market the shows, to be successful. So follow us, like us, share a stupid shrimp video, like just do whatever you can if you want us to remain open and continue to bring you hilarious and dramatic work.
And I would say the last thing I'll say is, and if you're watching this, I think you know that when I say this, I'm not talking to anyone specifically. And so if you can, you can, and if you can't, you can't. But will be the end of the year fundraising push is going to be happening here in the next month and a half. Our work is not done. Everything that everyone has done to help us get to this point is so greatly appreciated.
We are so grateful.
But if you have the means to continue, then give Betsy give.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cut.